Yesterday, I put out this video, and all I want you guys to do is just see the comments. I just want you guys to see the feedback of what Laker fans were saying when I put out the video on LeBron. So here's the video. Here's Sliwa. Here was the topic. Are Laker fans ready for the next chapter? Life after LeBron James. Okay. Laker fans ready for the next chapter? Life after LeBron James. All right, let's look at some of the comments here. The reason why I want to show you guys this is because it's an interesting conversation right now. It's an interesting conversation is because I have no idea what the Lakers, kind of really what their plan is. What happens in a couple weeks for the Lakers if all of a sudden we're looking at the NBA standings and Lakers are back to 500? Wait a minute. Weren't they 10-4 at one point? What do you mean they're 500? That's not possible. How would the Lakers be 500? They started the season out 10-4. Well, it's not out of the ordinary. If you go look at the schedule that Lakers got coming up, Memphis, Minnesota, a couple games against Sacramento, they got some really competitive, tough games over the next couple of weeks. What happens if the Lakers, that by the time we get to January 1st, are sitting at 500? Are they still all in? Are they still going out there and looking for trades? Are they still trying to put themselves in a position to salvage this season? I don't have an answer for you. But the conversation has come up around LeBron. And the conversation around LeBron James has been, you saw this from Michael Wilbon. I played it yesterday talking about, hey, the Lakers should reach out to the Golden State Warriors and see if they could maybe put a deal together. Brian Windhorst, I'll show you guys on his Hoop Collective podcast. He said that I'd be lying to you if there aren't front offices asking around, is LeBron going to be available? Well, let me put all that to the side. My hope yesterday with that video that I put out about Bron, I want the Laker fans' pulse on this. Okay, it's fine what the media is saying. Okay, it's fine. Would the Lakers even consider trading LeBron? Would LeBron even want to play with another team? He's got that no trade clause. Would he leave Los Angeles? All these other questions that come into play. But my question is, and I think this is kind of the foundation of how this channel was built. Yeah, that's all good. What do Laker fans feel? How do Laker fans feel about the idea and the concept of saying, can we move on? Or no, I'm still good with LeBron and him being a Los Angeles Laker. From the comments that I read down here, I can't find many positive ones. And again, I go back to something that, I mentioned yesterday. I'll go back to something that I have a real respect for Bron. I do, and maybe that's just I'll get this like this until we actually get into the comments. However you want to describe it, I have a real respect for what LeBron has done over his career, and maybe other Laker fans do as well. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say, all right, what's that next phase of Lakers basketball going to look like? I mean, if we're not competing this year, and if the Lakers are looking like another 8, 9, or 10 seed in the Western Conference, and then they're a first-round exit, do we kind of fast forward the process here? I mean, do we all kind of know the inevitable? Right now, if the Lakers went into a 7-game set against the Oklahoma City Thunder, what would happen? Right now, if the Lakers went into a 7-game set against the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm just naming teams that are on the top of the Western Conference, the Dallas Mavericks, the Denver Nuggets, what would it look like? It doesn't feel like it's going to be a good outcome for the Lakers. Let's just put it that way. So here are some of the comments when I was reading yesterday. Let's see if I know how to do this. All right, put myself down at the bottom here. Here are some of the comments that I got from Laker fans of whether they're ready for the next chapter after LeBron James. Here's one. Are we ready? My God, we are begging for him to leave. Please go. Okay, let's keep going here. Most LeBron fans are not Laker fans. Okay, I've heard that one before. I think you could do both. I think I could be a fan of LeBron's game. I was a fan of LeBron when he was in Cleveland. I didn't like him when he was in Miami, but I was a fan when he was in Cleveland. I was definitely rooting for him to win a championship for Cleveland. Again, in Miami, yeah, I could care less. I wasn't a fan of the Heatles, if you want to call it. I was hating. It's all good. Some people are fans of individual players, but of course, I appreciate his game. I think there are a lot of Laker fans. When he came to the Lakers, there was this, well, this is Kobe's team, and how will this? I never kind of made those comparisons. I just left it as it is. Bron will always be considered a Cleveland Cavalier. He'll always be known as somebody that played in Miami for 4 years and won 2 championships. Let's keep going down. Let's keep going down this road. All right, here's one. You don't sound like you're taking the pulse of the situation. It sounds like you're arguing him coming and being here is a good thing in totality. I'm not. I don't know if I 100% understand that comment. I don't think Bron being a Los Angeles Laker was a bad thing. If that's what you're asking me, yeah, I was completely okay to get in LeBron James business because LeBron was hopefully going to put pressure on your franchise to try to win a championship, and that's ultimately what the Lakers are about. Are you winning chips or are you not? Okay, here's another one. Slee, can you really trust Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka to build the Lakers? Okay, that's a little bit more of a front office question we'll get into when I get into Ty Lue getting disrespected by the Lakers. I would love if LeBron left. He made the last 4 years as a Laker fan absolutely miserable with his toxic, passive-aggressive antics. Keep going. I think most Laker fans want him gone. Most LeBron James fans, LBJ fans, are on here to call people haters. Okay? All right, that one's too long. If LeBron leaves, we're really going to miss paying max money just to fight for a play-in every year. Obviously, somebody being sarcastic there. Can't wait for him to be gone. Keep going here. People no longer respect the Lakers organization because of LeBron. That's the problem. All right, here's one that sounds a little bit. Laker fans are so damn ridiculous. They act like they won the title every year Kobe was here. How quickly they forgot how terrible the Lakers were the last 3 years of Kobe's career. Okay. Of all the comments, that one you could sort of say is in defense of LeBron. All the other ones are not. It took me how many? 6, 7, 8, 9 comments to read before I found one. I wanted LeBron to walk after last year. Okay, you could read the rest of the comment. Love you. Lakers could have had Jason. Okay, that's more of a front office thing. He won't leave because no contending team would take him. But he is the Lakers' cash cow. Tough pill to swallow. But we have to watch him until he actually retires. Okay. All right. Bronny and Redick are the last straw. You guys get the idea. The idea that if I'm trying to get a pulse of how Laker fans feel about their current situation and about Bron as a Los Angeles Laker, it is very, very difficult for me to pretend that most Laker fans are saying, hey, what's that next chapter going to look like? They don't know what it's going to look like. There's no guarantee what it's going to look like. There's no guarantee that the Lakers are going to have success when LeBron's no longer a Los Angeles Laker. I mean, I could go back and I could remind people of what it looked like before Bron got here. Now, I did see in the comments, there were some people in the comments that would say, yeah, but they were heading in the right direction and they had this young core. And I would say this. I would say the biggest problem that the Lakers have right now, and this is going to be part of the churning the page. I don't know if this front office has the patience to try to put together a winner organically. And I know this fan base does not have the patience. So any fans that go out there and say, we should have done this and drafted that. Okay, let's say they drafted Jason Tatum. Is he part of the deal to go get Anthony Davis? I don't have the answer for you, but I'm just telling you, he probably is. That this fan base also doesn't have this, let's all chill, let's kick back, and let's take our time and figure it out. That just doesn't typically happen around Lakers basketball. So that's the first thing that I wanted to get to today because of that feedback that I was talking about. And overwhelmingly, Laker fans are ready to say, hey, if that chapter ends with LeBron James, I don't think too many of them are disappointed about it. Why is this even a conversation? I'll tell you why it's a conversation. Because the clip that I played on Michael Wilbon, even bringing up the chatter about potentially trading LeBron. Okay, here's another one. You guys know Brian Windhorst. Phenomenal, fantastic. He does his Hoop Collective podcast. He's been nice enough. He joined me for years on Lakers Talk, and I was always appreciative of his time. I remember when I texted him, and this is after I left, obviously 710 ESPN. Listen, it's interesting that part of the world is, when you're with ESPN and you could kind of throw that weight around, it's different. If somebody says no to you, it's like, okay, it's all good, but it's also for them, hey, I'm getting on a Lakers show or I'm getting on LA radio, whatever the case is. When I left and, here I am now just doing the independent space, I have some curiosity of like, all right, who still would like to come on? And Brian Windhorst was nice enough to come on. I'm not surprised. That guy's he's a good dude. He's always showed support. Brian Windhorst on his Hoop Collective podcast. Here's what he said. I would be lying if I said that there haven't been some conversations in the league. Would LeBron at some point this year revisit that? And he's talking about potential trade. Because you remember last year at the trade deadline, the Warriors called. Okay? Goes on to say. But I just want to say a couple of things. First off, any trade that the Warriors make is going to be complicated. They only have $500,000 that are allowed to spend in this season. It's first, second apron stuff. I know it's boring. Any trade that they make, they really can't take on more money. Guess what? The Lakers are not allowed to take on any money because they're in the first apron. So it's impossible if LeBron wanted it. Also, LeBron has a no trade clause. Also, the Lakers don't own their first round pick. It goes unprotected to the Atlanta Hawks. The point Brian Windhorst is trying to make, would it be very, very, very complicated for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors to make a trade? Yes. For me, it has less to do exactly of a trade. It's that the conversation is out there. It's that Laker fans are also saying to themselves, hey, if this man decided to go a separate direction, I don't know how many of these Laker fans are going to lose sleep over it. It's the fact that there are Laker fans out there, and if you looked at some of the comments that say to themselves, there is he's such a polarizing player. He comes with so much weight that if that next chapter started, then that next chapter started. Let me add one more piece here. I'm going to add one more piece of this. I'm going to start looking at your guys' comments. So I was at the game on Sunday. I think I mentioned to you guys, Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers might have been the greatest game I've ever attended. I mean, listen, I was at Kobe's 60-point game, his final game of his career. I was at Lakers game 7, Lakers and the Celtics. Lakers won game 7 at Crypto. But I don't think any of those have the magnitude of what I watched on Sunday night at Crypto. 6:30 start against Anthony Simons. I just don't think you guys know what I'm talking about. I saw Bill Plaschke there at the game on Sunday, and Plaschke had a nice, quick conversation with him. He wrote an article. Look again, everywhere you look, sinking Lakers franchise must throw LeBron James and Anthony Davis overboard. His article is basically saying, hey, let LeBron go compete for an NBA championship and go get as much as you can for Anthony Davis. Damn. All right, that's Michael Wilbon. That's Brian Windhorst. That's Bill Plaschke, obviously local here in Southern California, specifically for the LA Times, one of the most respected columnists that's out there. Damn. That's a lot coming from, 3 really, really respected, powerful people in the game that are giving their thoughts and opinion right out the gate.